Hey guys, welcome back. It's Michelle here with Primal Flow Fitness. I'm in the Gorilla Dojo today, and today is all about our hips. So, I'm gonna skip a warm-up today because it is hella hot out there. It's like, I don't know, 85 without the Humidex. So, I'm warm, I'm already sweating. But if you guys are not in the same kind of climate as I am today, you might want to warm up a little bit. So what we're going to do today, like I said before, we're focusing on our hips. So I'm going to do 3 warm-up exercises and then 3 actual mobility exercises. That's not including our yogi squat or garland pose or deep squat, whatever you want to call it. Get into your deep squat, try to keep your feet flat. And then what I like to do when I'm in this position is clasp my hands together and use my elbows to push my hips open. And this feels so good on the groins, especially if you're already sore for whatever reason. And just kind of hang out here for a bit. Now, if you are unable to tolerate having flat feet, you can always put something underneath your heels. Plates, for example. Or if you don't have plates, I mean, you can use cushions, you can use books, and elevate it to where it's comfortable for you. And again, just kind of hang out there. I like to move around when I'm in this position, just kind of sway back and forth. Really sink into it. I'm going to spend like a good minute here. It feels really good. All right, so when you're all done with your garland pose, yogi squat, deep squat, whatever it is. When you're all done with that, kind of slowly get yourself up to a standing position. And now what we're going to do are some 90-90 variations. This is still part of our warm-up, so you're going to get down on your bum. And you're going to get your legs in this position like this, and it's because you're creating 90-degree angles with your legs. I think that's why it's called a 90-90. I think it's a little self-explanatory. So what we're going to do is kind of like a windshield washer movement from side to side. Try as much as you can to not move your heels. Keep them planted down, and really try to keep your core engaged, keep your back nice and straight, and you're going to do that from side to side. Now, if this is too much for you, no problem. Post with an arm, post with 2 arms if you have to, whatever it takes for you to get there. And you're just going to be moving from side to side. Like me, your hips are making questionable noises. That's all right, you're getting them mobile. Keeping the hinges greased. You're gonna do this for, I would say about 10 reps per side. So let's go ahead and do 7 more per side. Number 5. Last ones. All right, good job. Those aren't easy, especially if you're a beginner. Next thing we're going to do, something to really open up your hips, stretch your groin, and it helps with balance. One of my favorite stretches, Cossack stretch. All right, so there's a few different ways you can get into this. Even if you're starting from the floor. So the leg that you're lunging on, so I'm going to start with my right leg. So when I go down, I'm only going to go down as low as I can until my heel wants to start lifting off of the floor. So if my heel starts to lift like this, I've gone too far. This is my position. And your non-lunging leg, your toes are going to be pointed to the sky. Just like that. And it's okay to touch the ground if you need to balance. Okay. We're not in any kind of competition. Don't try to go as low as I'm going, or don't try to touch the ground if you're definitely not flexible enough to do it. Not trying to hurt ourselves here. Okay, so places I'm feeling this. I'm feeling it in my glutes, I'm feeling it in my groins. I'm feeling it absolutely in my hips. My hips are feeling more and more open with every lunge. So again, touch the ground if you need to. And see, I'll just give you an example. My toes are pointing up. But as soon as this one starts to lift a little bit, that's when you know you've gone too far. Okay, so position is more important than quantity of reps or speed, okay? Mobility is not about speed. Let's do 2 more per side. And as much as you can, try to keep your knee over top of your toes, or your feet rather, which is really hard when you've got tight hips. Last one. All right. Our second 90-90 variation, we're going to start in the same position. So legs should be making 90-degree angles. And you're going to want to sit up nice and straight, core is engaged. If you need to post, that's quite all right. Don't worry about it. So what you're going to do is you're going to swing your, I'm going to start with my right leg because it's the top leg. I'm going to swing it over like so. Swing it over. And then you'll notice that my legs are kind of making like a 4 here. But this leg is never going to touch the ground until you swap it. Like that. And then you're going to swing the other one around, and now you're in 90-90 on the other side. Okay, so a little quicker than that. So it's a kind of like a little flow, if you will. So let's do 10 total. All right, starting from the top. Back to 90, swap, back to 90, again if you need to post, that's okay, post away. The whole point is that you're feeling it in your hips and you're trying to immobilize your hips as much as you can. So if you're able to kind of tuck it all in and really keep your core engaged, keep your back straight, I highly recommend it. The hip mobility gains will be great. I think I'm on number 5. Sorry guys. Counting is not my strong suit sometimes. I get a little into my head and over focus. Do 2 more per side. left hip is definitely tighter than the right. Last two. Last one. It feels like very minimal movement and I am sweating quite a bit. All right, so that's it for our hip warm-up exercises. So now we'll dive into our mobility exercises. And today, what you're going to need, I'm using a kettlebell. I'm using 35 pounds today. I suggest using a weight that you can hold at your core comfortably, where you're able to maintain a straight posture. You can use dumbbells, you can use a pet if you want, that'd be kind of cool, or a baby, you know. So you're gonna need a weight, and if you can only tolerate like 10 pounds, that's awesome. And really for this exercise, if you're brand spanking new and your hips are tight and maybe you're not as mobile, then you don't need a weight at all, okay? So no weight is quite all right. And that is it. As usual, grab your water, find a little bit of enthusiasm, and let's get after it. All right, let's do this. Hope you guys have your weight. Again, any weight is fine, no weight is okay also. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna get yourself up on one knee. I'm on my left knee and my leg is directly behind me. My right leg is 90 degrees. My knee is stacked over my ankle. I'm gonna grab my weight and I'm really gonna keep my core straight, back is straight, shoulders are out, and I'm just gonna lean to the side. Oh, that feels nice. You should feel it in your groins, your hips, your glutes should be engaged, and this is really opening up your hips. All right, so we're gonna do 12. And this is nice too, if you grabbed a weight that maybe you're not comfortable with, just drop it. You can continue on. And the purpose of the weight is to kind of give you like a deeper stretch once you get down. And really, this is helping your ankles also. And guess what, guys? I forgot to count. Big surprise. Okay, let's do 3 more, okay, and then we'll swap sides. Last one for this side. Okay, drop your weight, reset. So again, now I'm on my right knee, my leg is directly behind me, my hips are tucked, my core, my glutes are engaged, and my knee is stacked over my ankle. And whenever you're ready, pick up your weight, and let's go for 12. Focus on your core, your glutes should be engaged. You should be feeling a hell of a stretch in your groins, and your hips are going to feel even more open when we're done this. 2 more. Last one. All right. So that's it for weights. Don't need that weight anymore, so put it away. Next thing we're gonna do is something called, I'm not exactly sure if they're gorilla walks or gorilla strides or what. I've seen different variations online. So I'll just go ahead and show you guys what the setup looks like. So in your deep squat, for this you might want to stay up on your toes. I do, because I find I have better balance. And basically what I'm going to do is just walk, but slowly. And I'm really going to focus on keeping my hips wide and getting a solid stretch in my groins, because again, this isn't about speed. All right, so I'm going to go on my fists too. If you feel better on your palms, that's okay. I like going on my fists because it makes me feel a little bit more like a gorilla. All right, I guess that's the purpose of this gorilla stride exercise. Okay, so you're going to take a couple of steps, I guess you could say. Do a lunge, open up these hips, and then solidify yourself. Swing over the other leg, stretch. Just showing it to you guys, so I'll keep going very slow. So again, you're in a deep squat, preferably up on your toes. I'm using my fists, and I'm going to do a couple of walks with my fists. Step, open up the hips. You have to do it for yourselves. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, deep squat. Step. Open the hips. Fist, fist. Open the hips. Fist, fist. Open the hips. Fist, fist. Open the hips. Again, so I'm getting a good sweat with this, probably because it's humid as hell in here. However, this feels great. Okay, fist, fist, step. Open your hips. Fist, fist, step. Open the hips. Undecided about making this either a warm-up or an actual mobility exercise, but I think you can definitely get your heart rate up if you do this enough. I'm sweating already, and my buns are on fire, so highly recommend this. All right, so for our third hip exercise, we're going to do some dynamic leg swings and leg rotations, all in the same set, I guess we can call it. So, I gotta hang on to something. As you guys know, my balance stinks, but that's okay. There's no shame or blame in that. All right, I'm gonna start with my right leg, and I'm just swinging it back and forward, back and forth. Just be mindful of your limits. Do 10 more. 1, 2, 3. 9, 10. Don't put your foot down. We're going to go into hip rotations right away. Oh yeah. feeling opened up like nobody's business. Let's do 5 more, guys. Stability leg, I guess we'll call it, feeling it. So let's go ahead with our swings. We're doing 20. The ground right away, hip rotations. Again, the hips are probably making some interesting noises. That's okay. That's all right. Pretend that you're drawing a circle with your knee. That'll help with the rotations for placement, so you're really getting the full range of motion that your hips have. And again, everybody's different. Everybody has a different range of motion. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to other people. Let's do 1 more for good luck. Okay. If you're not sweating now, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so good job, guys. We're going to do 1 more exercise, and then what we're going to do is get into our yogi squat, deep squat, garland pose, and see how much it's improved since the beginning of our workout. All right, last hip mobility exercise. Let's finish strong. So simple enough to set up. What you're going to want to do, you're going to post yourself here. You're going to sit just like this. Your leg is going to do kind of a 4, looks like a 4. Post yourself. And then you're going to raise the hips. So you're going to feel this, basically your whole pelvic region. And you're going to stretch like this, which even deepens the stretch more. So you're going to feel it in your hip flexors. You're going to feel it in like your lower back, everywhere. We're going to do 8 to 10 per side. I'd like for you guys to get to 8. If you can go to 10, beautiful. All right, so get into your figure 4 position. All right, and we're going for 8 to 10. Hips up, reach, feel that stretch, and down. Now, if you're not feeling this in the pelvic area, or if you don't feel the stretch in your hip flexors, you might want to reposition yourself a little bit. Maybe fix your post, or make sure that your feet are positioned properly, okay? Swap over to the other side. Again, 8 to 10. Really push yourself. Okay. that stretch, reach above your head. Stretch. I'm feeling this in my lower back also, which is great. I do have chronic lower back injury, lower back pain rather, and this is the kind of stretch that's magic for me. Fabulous job, guys. So at this point, what I'd really like for you guys to do, and I'm going to do it too, is let's get back into our garland pose, yogi squat, deep squat, whatever, and see if your hips are a little bit looser, if you're able to squat a little lower, if maybe you're having less pain or any kind of discomfort. Are you able to sit up a little bit taller? Push your knees out a little bit more? I definitely feel like these hips are looser, which is great because that was the purpose of today's mobility workout. So if you found a difference from beginning squat to ending squat, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to know. And as usual, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. It was fun. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.